three storms in 5 days and keep getting the push on you're only working on you. All I hear is me, I. You're not working on us. I'm curious other brothers experiencing that and how they've navigated through it.
Sure. So elaborate a little bit. She's what? Gotten upset, started an argument. What are we talking about?
Falling in tears.
Okay.
You seem like you quit. You're so calm. You're cold. You're not empathetic.
So that absolutely happens. By the way, that's a good sign for a couple of reasons. She feels like your energy is different, number one. And number two, that she's actually expressing her pain with you, that she's actually opening to you. So actually, Bradley, let me come on in again, please, Jason. So Jason talks deeply about how a woman is going to necessarily move through anger and sadness and fear to open again. So Jason, for a few minutes, please give your thoughts on this.
She's got all this thought that she has made up her stories and understanding of her feelings in one way. But there's always this thought process in her head. Again, women are going to have more than one thing going on in their head at a time. There comes a point when those feelings are really in conflict. They're almost equal. You've been doing your work. She sees that she's impressed. And all of a sudden she starts thinking, okay, am I going to get left behind here? And then she gets angry and starts judgmental. She felt safer when she knew that this was big and this was small. Now they're both the same. And she has to make a very, very conscious and scary decision.
Beautiful, Jason. That was fantastic. So let me just add some icing on that fantastic cake, which is in that moment, you don't try to fix it. Okay. It's, can you feel in your body the depth of the emotion that she's expressing to you? If she's sad and angry and super upset, can you feel that within you and stay in control and breathe and feel within you and then genuinely say, that feels so horrible for you to go through. That feels so terrible for you to go through. That's the only goal, is to empathize and connect like that. A separate time, you're inviting her to go do something and you're doing the actions that you want to do to potentially reconnect or to be in this new way that you want to be. Don't stack those. Don't defend yourself. Well, I'm doing such and such. Like, don't defend yourself. Don't explain. Feel in your body as best you can what she's going through. Empathize, and then a separate time, invite her.
I've been going through that same thing for the last 6 months, hearing it all the time, that it's all about you. You're working on yourself. Yeah, it's all about you. Keep hearing that over and over again. So, and then now things are like going in the toilet, basically. But our last conversation, I gave her the speech, and I basically told her that I've been working on myself, and I realized what I want in life, and I want to have a relationship with a woman. I wanted it to be you. I really want it to be you, but I see that you're not interested. And she said, and then she started saying the same thing again. Yeah, I know you're working on yourself. You're always working on you. It's all about you. And the only response I could give her was that in order for me to love somebody else, I have to love myself. And I've been working on loving myself and taking care of myself so I could be there for you, for my kids, and for everybody.
And one thing is that's why I said separate the empathizing with the inviting, and you've been doing that. And so if she doesn't follow through on the invitations, then her complaints, if you will, of this is all about you. Often she could just be setting the narrative of you being the bad guy. And it's not, all she's trying to do is like make herself feel better.
Right.
So there's a genuine, I want to connect with you, and here's my sadness and here's my disappointment. And then there's the making you the bad guy, and you'll be able to understand that. And this is the very small part of the story here, right, guys? You'll be able to understand more about that when you see what happens when you invite her at another time and what her actions are.
Just to emphasize that you're right, because she actually told me that. In the conversation, she said, don't make this be all my fault, Then she started bringing up all these negative things about me, and I just agreed with her. I said, yep, you're right. So let's call it a day.
Yeah, that's great. Sounds like you're handling it in a fantastic way.
So both talking about their wife saying that they're being very selfish. I went through something similar too as well. And months ago, I talked to my wife and said, hey, look, we're in the middle of getting divorced, right? And she said she wanted to work on it, but I didn't see, I hear her saying that she wanted to work on it, but what I'm seeing is not matching what I'm hearing, or it's just not, the two aren't correlating. So I essentially went to her and I said, hey, look, that's fine. You say you want this to work. And I told her what I wanted. I want to be in a loving, caring relationship, and I want to be in an intimate relationship, and I want to model that for my kids. And I said, hey, I'm moving forward with the divorce. So I did that, went to my lawyer, got the paperwork and all that, and started moving things forward. And as the weeks went by, I would talk less to her. I wouldn't text her, nothing. We lived in the same house. I'd be really cordial with her when she talked to me, and that's pretty much it. I wouldn't touch her, nothing like that. And as the weeks went by, she would have little fits and accuse me of certain things, but to make a long story short, what ended up happening is she eventually would come to me and say, hey, well, let's go to counseling to get this to work out, which I wasn't interested in doing. And I would just tell her, I'd say, I'll think about it. As the days went by, time went by, she eventually came back to me and said, hey, I really want this to work out. I want to be with you. And I just want to know what it will take for you to be with me, which was kind of a game changer for me because she hadn't asked me anything like that in years. So I told her that I want to be with her. And I basically iterated what I was saying. I'm walking. I don't know if you guys could tell.
Yeah, I get
That's
it's
why
cool. I'm like, are you jogging right now? That's cool. Go for it. Yeah.
I told her that I want to be in a loving, caring, intimate relationship, and she's my first round draft pick. And she, the next day, went to the lawyer and withdrew the divorce on her side. Just to give you a whole history here, we had a divorce that was on hold. It was on hold for months, and she just would not take it away. So the lawyers were taking money every time from us, every time they would go to a case management date. So I was like, it's not going anywhere. She said she wants to work this out, but she's not withdrawing the divorce, and she's not doing things that tell me she wants to withdraw the divorce or be with me. So I was like, forget it. If she's not going to make the decision to move the divorce forward, I am. And that's what I did. And it was not to manipulate her. I was serious. And I was feeling pretty good, feeling pretty good about myself, my prospects, what I could do in life, and just life in general. Look at this damn moon up there. I feel just like that fucking moon up there. Awesome. Anyways, she eventually came back around to me and said she really wanted to work this out, and she did. It's been probably about 2 months or so since then. I actually signed the final paperwork to remove the divorce myself. Uh, Probably about 2 weeks ago. So everything's been going cool as of right now.
But yeah, man, I love it. And there's a lot more that we could get into there, but you decided who you wanted to be, and you weren't going to give husbandly attention when she was declaring that she didn't want a husband, is what it sounds like. That's the short version. Man, that's like a big development since we've known you. Fantastic. Awesome.
Thank you.